for Alliance. I mean, like, sorry, they need a carry to go up against the Morphling.
Yeah.
So another hero that can create space on the mid lane. So something like Void Spirit. It's pretty good against Morphling because you can just buy Agonies, silence him. The problem with the Void Spirit, it's the Treant. The Roach is so good against Void Spirit.
It's also the Rubik Lift as well. I don't know. Void Spirit, I'm not feeling it. Just because the hero seems to be out of meta, right? Like of the spirits, we see a lot of Ember and Storm, but I don't think
Very
we've seen.
situational.
Yeah, I'm
Honestly,
saying
it's
that they
actually-
need a hero. I'm saying that they need a hero to create space for Lina. They need a playmaker, right?
Yeah, I
they don't
think-
have a playmaker. I mean, they have Mars, but just Mars.
No, Void Spirit has been completely uncontested so far in this region. Neither picked nor banned even once. So I would be like, I'd be surprised to see him. I do think the
5
puck
seconds
or
remaining.
something with a bit of disables might be that what Vivo Keystars could look for. There, AA is in the pool, but then you have to flex the heroes in a weird way. Like you could put Mars mid, Spirit Breaker off lane, and you pick AA last pick as a support
banned
position
Atlantic,
for
huh?
or something like that.
They ban it.
Yeah, Lycan band.
No. I was
Ah.
expecting Lycan.
So
Yeah,
what
they-
is
so
Vindali's
offlane-
hero here?
For Alliance, they need like a love laner, and Vivo, they need like a mid
5
laner.
seconds remaining.
Vivo, they need a
Yes.
playmaker, something like Kunkka maybe. I don't know. Kunkka is very good against Morpheus. It is not, but it is a playmaker, right? And you can play very well with Mars.
I
That's
still
also
think that
fine.
they might consider flexing their heroes, man. You know, like they just go crazy. You know, put the
Mar
Spirit
mid?
Breaker off lane, put the Mars mid, and get the AA. Yeah. Another hero that might not be. They ban out the Zeus because of the damage. Oh, who did they go with?
Enigma.
Go with the
Okay.
Enigma. Percentage
Alright, Mars
damage,
mid.
which is really good.
Lena, hard carry, Mars mid, Enigma off lane. So, yo, I heard Ice
10
saying
seconds
that
remaining.
Vengeful Spirit it's pretty amazing against Lena, and it is
5
also good
seconds
against
remaining.
Enigma. Do they think they can pick like a Vengeful offlane here?
I don't know.
It's
I
kinda
mean,
crazy
if
draft,
it's something,
but-
something, right? It's like if you've tried it, it looks good. But if you have it and you pick it and you make mistakes, like just because you haven't done the matchup and the stuff, but you also have Rubik already to deal with the Enigma. I don't know if you need the Venge as well. Like, of course, having more options is good, but do I want a core Venge to deal with the Enigma? And if it
Not
doesn't
just
get the job- I don't know.
Enigma, Lena as well. But they just
Choose
Ah,
your hero.
real master.
Real master.
Right.
okay, that's a lot more normal. I like that.
Não consegue, né?
Yeah. Is that good? The composition? I don't know. I mean,
I think. Yeah,
I'm just confused right now, actually.
I think Vivo
Does Lina
Keystars
care?
come out with a pretty
You
good
can say.
draft, honestly. Yeah. They have the
Yeah,
Mars Arena,
yeah,
they have
yeah.
Black Hole, they have a Stack Storm. It's all circles, and they have King RD on the Spirit Breaker to deal with a lot of the like any BKBs that come out. We've seen Costabil on the Lina just shred. Alliance's teamfight
10
is
seconds
pretty
remaining.
decent thanks to the Brewmaster and the Overgrowth, but I know a lot like Tusks
5
falls off
seconds
late games.
remaining.
We all on Lumiere. It feels very similar to Game 1 draft, right? Alliance has some steam early on, but it's all up to Lumiere to carry them later. And against Black Hole, Arena, Static Storm, I think it's too much. I think Vivo wins Game 2 as well.
yeah.
What about you, Sherlock?
I agree. Yeah, I agree with Otto. I like the Vivo KG draft. I don't think Brewmaster will do much in this game. Like, there's a Lina right to the lane phase. Lina just doesn't care about Brewmaster at all. And they have a lot of good spells.
Yeah, it was a pretty good draft for Vivo Keystars. And do you guys feel the pressure on Lina here? Because first pick, and I don't think Alliance has it settled for her. Maybe Lina is gonna have a good game again.
Yep.
I think last game was a harder Lina game, right? Clockwork, anti-mage,
Yeah,
and what was it called? The Tusk as well. So, but this game, nah, it's much easier. It feels like a much easier Lina game.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. So let's see the game. It's on the screen right now. Let's go with Math and Auto to the game.
Oh, Matt, your mic's off. Your mic's off, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Mike?
We're back. We're back. We're good. I fixed it. Thank you. Welcome everybody to Game 2 here of Alliance versus Keystars. And I'm a little confused because I feel like I was really about this Keystar draft. We get into the last phase, and it's Rubik versus Enigma. I am very surprised that they went for that on 23. I thought the draft was very solid. And you guys are still saying that even with this, Keystars, you think that this is going to be a 2-0.
What the hell do we know, man? Well, I mean, we were wrong game 1. We could be wrong game 2 as well. But yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, it's Rubik versus Enigma, but all you have to do is. I mean, it's not like every black hole is going to be stolen, and we are looking at Lumiere's being countered. But yeah, that's going to be a big factor for them. It's going to be the Rubik. I mean, they still picked Enigma. That was risky.
And they are just gonna kill the Enigma first blood, going to Gardic actually. So the Nature's Grasp picking up the first blood could have gone to Analog, maybe have been a bit more rough, but instead now, you know, first blood going to the Train Protector, very strong pause 5. I was also surprised that that hero made it into the second phase, and also that we let the Lina go through again for Keystars. Costa Bailey felt very comfortable in game number 1, and you also said that this looks like an even easier game to perform on the Lina.
I think so. I mean, of course, Alliance will have a very good chance because, like you said, they can see a black hole. They have good team fight thanks to the Brewmaster. Lumiere on the Morph lane should be able to do a lot of work, but in the end, it just feels like Keystar also has a good draft. But Vitaly, is gonna be all right here? Actually, who's chasing who?
Yeah, it's a good point. Vitaly is turning back onto the Disruptor. It doesn't matter how much health he has. Only if you die. It looks like both will walk out with about 200 HP. So very tight for the both of them. Thankfully, you know, first blood was already given, so maybe a little less consequence in that chase.
Mid Mars is interesting because it does pop up from time to time when people pick a Mars early. Then like, all right, let's just flex it to the mid lane. The hero can handle it. Scales decently, and dude, Vitaly, he might be losing his life.
What a find. He might, yeah. Costa Bailey, a very nice read. Figure out where Vitaly was going to move through those trees. And as you said, it's about as free for Lina as it gets right now, knowing that currently the Brewmaster is almost entirely out of the lane. You've already harassed him down so much, and your lane's going to look good. But yeah, this mid-Mars, I mean, they didn't have to go for this one, right? They ended up flexing this very late with that Enigma pick into the off lane. And instead of trying to get maybe a more favored matchup towards the Tusk, they go for the Mars. So I'm assuming there's something favorable about this matchup for Mars, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have opted in for it.
They just want, I don't know if it's as much of a lane. I mean, I wonder if it is the lane or if it's more because they wanted more team fight, right? Like you have someone else to set up the static with the static storm. You have someone else with the black hole. Like it's just so many good circles, you know. And Dota players, we love circles. Circles are the best. Can you imagine if some guy had a spell that was box shaped? You know, it's like, here's my box shaped spell. You're like, wait, that doesn't seem right. Actually,
that's the
if I'm not wrong, by the way, if I'm not wrong, Chronosphere used to be a chrono like square. It wasn't actually a sphere before; it was a square. I think.
Well, in
I'm
a
gonna have to go back and check
produced
my
game, Dota 2 Underlords, Chronosphere is a sphere, or is a box.
Oh, that's true. But so far in the mid lane, 4DR is doing pretty well on the Mars. And dude,
Yeah,
look at Vitaly though on the Brewmaster. He is absolutely just getting destroyed right now. 2 CS.
Yeah, this is not a great performance so far on the Brewmaster. Now, thankfully, Brew is a hero. If you get leveled, you feel somewhat okay, but the Olacore, he is going to die, which doesn't feel very good. So another go for Kosabella this time. KJ not even having to give his life for it, but I imagine soon we're going to see the forfeiture of life from the Disruptor to get all of the health and mana back.
Like, let me just go to that enemy tier 2 and lose my life. But
Yep.
I love the combination of KJ and Costabilla. They really seem to be very comfortable with this combination of nice bash of the glimpse into like LSA, which they just did. They did in game 1 as well. You have a few of those stray kills in there. In game 2, like it's very nice, right? It's the perfect setup for the Light Strike Array. KJ,
It's just
though,
another tell of how strong that Lina is, and yeah, this might at least drag people back. Nice glimpse. And KJ now getting chased down, but the Theodore doesn't opt to try to get the United Creeps and knows he'll be okay. And yeah, no, I do. You never think the Disruptor is like an aggressive laner, right? Maybe you throw a few Thunder Strikes, maybe you keep them there to take some hits, but usually you're the one that's getting aggressed upon. I do like how Lina kind of enables it to be this more aggressive pause 5 with it, where you can't get this stun combo, especially on, you know, a pause 4 Rubik, or maybe even a pause 3 Vitaly Brewmaster. Trying to turn this one back around on KJ, but I think the almost body blocking effort from KJ will get the kill on Brew, and even Rubik trying to get the kill, and it looks like KJ gets away again with such low HP.
he has a fairy fire as well. So I think if he saw Theoloco, he's gonna pop that instantly and be like, oh, I was never even worried, you know, I was never even in danger.
Never
But
doubted it
overall,
for a
this
second.
Vitaly absolutely suffering so far. Half the CS of Tavo, who's his counterpart on the enemy team, and Tavo's also got 9 denies. And yeah, well, that KJ, he did enough with all his lives. He had to die at some point. He had nothing left. Do you ever do that?
Honestly, do I ever take my life to the tower? Yeah, often.
Yes.
I play on dying. You know, you use, especially the old one where you didn't end up getting like to keep the HP right. You would lose the sacks of decay, and then you would be down at like 2 HP. Yeah, often I would run to a tier 2 tower because a strong breeze took me back to base. And man, Arctic bot. I tell you what, I honestly am liking this draft move a lot more. You can see just how much pressure that Tavo is putting on this lane into the Morph lane. And honestly, the Treant Protector, which has been feeling like one of the best again pause 5s for trading in the lane, not able to do much about this right now.
Yeah, it's not really so much the Spirit Breaker that Garda can deal with, but it's like Enigma, right? You can't walk in, take all those Eidolon damage, oh, dude, the other core. This is the 3rd kill that happens at the top lane. Kostabile having a better time than this in game 1. Lumiere should be fine here, but well, the King is getting pretty lucky with those bashes, I gotta say.
17%. And oh, Keener D. Oh, maybe not too lucky out of this one. Adaptive Strike from the Morphling, but a Malphus from Tavo turning this one back around, and Keener D now another Adaptive Strike keeping him away. So a lot of aggression, a lot of mana being spent in this lane, which now maybe still being favorable for Tavo, because you just see Essen, and you can see the XP definitely walking away from the Morphling, but Morphling's still 500 net worth on top of the Enigma right now. I'm very surprised, honestly.
King RD seems like he's on a suicide mission. Because he charged into Lumiere. Yeah, because he charged into Lumiere just now, and Lumiere was able to push him away with a Dav Strike. Then he's like, all right, let me go kill myself mid, because the man was on the mission. You know, he's like, I want to die, and someone's gonna have to give it to me. But
hey, again, the Disruptor's allowed to do it. Why can't I?
Yeah, Mom said it's okay for me. You know.
Oh man, I will say though, already KJ a lot more net worth than we saw in the last game. Unless there's some more tangos to get brought out. So already at the 800 mark, very proud of our Disruptor. Who knows the impact that I'll get to have this game with double the net worth even before the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, there's still no boots, by the way. It's all consumables. It's a magic stick, a mango, a fairy fire, and tangos. It's not exactly like he's got boots.
That's true.
Which isn't even that much gold to begin with.
No, it's really not. And well, maybe they'll find themselves a little more gold topside. Kostabile able to get the LSA on 2 in the arena with a TP in for 4 DR. Vitaly doesn't have the ulti just yet, so the Lena's still living here thanks to all the heal, and she actually gets to turn around a double kill. Ooh, maybe even turn to a triple. They drag back Analog. King RD has shown up to help out again. What a TP in from the Mars, securing themselves 2 kills on what looked to be a sure kill on the Lena.
I was 100% certain that Lena was dead. I was like, oh, Lena's gonna die. Luckily, you interrupted me before I could say that, so I don't look that bad. But dude, Kostabile, what an amazing TP by 4DR. Just shows up in time with the arena, and that's kind of bad because for Analog, with the Tusk, your early rotations are really your biggest contribution to the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even though you are typically maxing those first 2 spells, you still don't farm fantastically fast, you know, especially compared to a Mars being able to just take those waves quite easily. And it looks like Rune is bottom. Haste bottled up from the Mars, and honestly, with Arena being up soon again, could see another move out from our Mars player.
And yeah, the thing about Arena of Blood is that 90 seconds on it, it's not the biggest deal.
Man, 2 for the tower right now already on the disruptor. I didn't expect it to happen again. I feel like this late in the laning stage, you usually don't do it as much because you're still moving around. Maybe you're even leaving anyways to give your carry that free XP. So surprised that it was another tower death there. But still, yeah, again, either after that last fight as well up top, feeling pretty good right now for Dire.
Yeah, I mean, he got his carry a couple of stacks as well. He's like, ah, well, you know, might as well do that. I want to go say I can never do it. I can never run into the tower and lose my life. I always think, what if someone's gonna show up and get the EXP? I'm sure I can do something.
Someone shows up at the last minute and right clicks me.
At the last second, he gets all that credit. You know, like no, I can't do. I mean, I know it's a very viable tactic because you know the KG's been doing it all game, but it's just you know mentally it's always been like kind of a possibility. DP showing up.
Yeah, going after the Lina again. Punches through and goes, okay, I've had enough. Please don't turn this around on me. They run away. And KJ, ooh, look who I found. LSA in on the Tusk. And with the 40 RTP, again, they get the kill on Analog after this rotation. Second time in a row. They try to go top in that one. They even tried to exit more peacefully, but even getting Vitaly killed, it looks like. Lift up from the Rubik, but the arena's already out. And, well, Theologor looks like he may also fall here with the last-minute Sphere as well into the Static Storm and the glimpse back through Vitaly. Oh, just in the last minute, actually able to get the ulti off. Maybe he can turn this one back around for a kill, and KJ can't run away. They sent the Mars into the sky, and even trying to turn this one on Kinar D as well. Very low HP on the Spear Breaker, and I feel like we're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. One team starts with Alina, ends up dying. The other team tries to start on the Brewmaster, dies. It just never stops.
Oh, big win for Alliance, though, killing Tavo as well. So all this, both supports down as well as the offlane, but that was it's not a mistake by Keystarz, but one very unfortunate thing for King RD is that he bashed the Brewmaster out of the Static Storm, out of the kinetic field, and Brewmaster was able to just walk away. This is a very unfortunate part of the Spirit Breakers, that you can bash people out of, you know, over cliffs, whatever, and over kinetic field as well. Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate. You know, you gotta wonder, is that skill test? You know, KJ knows where he needs to sit to keep him on the high ground, or just unfortunate snowball? Usually I like to give the benefit of the doubt to players, right? What a fantastic play. Could have been luck, but fantastic play.
I think
snowball
I
through.
feel like sometimes it... Oh, King RD is gonna be okay. He's very tanky though. He's a Spirit Breaker with infused raindrops. Yeah, he's not gonna be losing his life too easily. But generally, I mean, so when you see stuff like that, I'm thinking, nah, that's probably luck, you know. What are the odds that he's gonna end up in that?
Yeah, right.
In that specific, you know, like KJ was like, all right, if I move in this crack, it's gonna go this way. Analog. That's a snowball.
Yeah. Another go, maybe. LSA does connect Laguna as well. So easy kill on that mid Tusk. Feel like it's been a lot harder. As we said, easier for the Lina to play, much harder for Tusk so far in this game.
Yeah, game one he had Gardic on the clockwork, giving him vision, showing up, and oh, the blood's not over.
Oh, be careful! Yeah, they could go for more Static Storm on the Morphplane, trying to shift through this one, but it can't live on the Morphplane. And even with the background arena from Mars, it's just all fights all the time, and very much benefiting Keystars right now.
Trying to find something positive to add for Alliance, but it's very scary because in this game, by the way, Costabile, because he doesn't have to go for the 4 staff like he did in game 1 to get away from the clockwork, he's going straight up for the boost of travel, which you mentioned, and he likes. And guess what? That means that you have suddenly a Spirit Breaker charging in, along with Alina showing up next to the creep wave, and it's very scary for this global presence coming out from Keystars. We might see Alliance start losing a little bit of control around the map.
Yeah, I mean, this net worth lead, 12 minutes in. This is the net worth lead that we saw, like, what, 30 minutes last time? We were saying it's not too bad. now
Yep.
it feels a little rough. Lena very much accelerating her farm. Now they do get a tough tower here for Alliance, open up some map control, and oh my goodness, at 13 minutes, finally finding all of these neutral items. They're gonna smoke up. That's a huge power spike. 3 neutral items a tower. Let's go get them, boys.
You joke, but that's what happened when Huskar was like you can equip the neutral items into your inventory, and at 25 minutes Huskar gets like the Heaven's Helmet, not the Heaven's Helmet, sorry, the Paladin Sword and the Titan Sliver, and it's like, oh shit, we can't kill Huskar for the next 10 minutes, and it just wins the game straight up.
I think Helm of the Undying was also in that circuit. Which
Well,
fantastic item.
I love
hope we never see it back.
No, my favorite was the one that gave you Aghanim Scepter for 3 minutes. That was great. Oh, dude,
Oh,
that's like you should be okay.
almost honestly lost that. Oh, that Static Storm. They knew the Rubik was coming in, stopping anybody from getting in here. In fact, they're gonna glimpse away. So Brewmaster not able to get into the fight. That's what we're talking about, all right? Those tower glimpses feel the worst, especially when a fight comes up.
No counterplay as well for him to do in that situation, unless he wants to like use his ultimate for no reason. But
Yeah.
overall, Alliance trying to make space for Lumia. All right, this could be a good situation for them.
It could.
it's so
Very slow charge away. 4 heroes staring right at him and just watching him move. King RD, nice escape there. And yeah, the net worth league continuing to grow here because Lena, when all of this is happening top, Lena just be hitting creeps. I'm sure well through with the Maelstrom on her way to, I assume, bots. Yeah, already. And another Force Staff. Okay, so Tusk, I'm assuming, must be the one that you desperately feel like you need this Force Staff.
Yeah, I mean, it's still worth it, right? Because you're always going to make Hurricane Pike, so it's still worth it. Just he went for the Booster Child first. I like what the other core is going for. He's going for the Blink Dagger first. He's like, okay, it looks like it's all on me to get that big black hole stolen, and I want to make sure that if I do steal it, I get the biggest, the best black hole in the game that I can.
Yeah.
So he's going to go for the Blink Dagger, maybe Aether Lens after. So I like it. Alliance, only 4,000 gold behind, still early in the game, but they are realizing that they're not winning team fights, and they need to find some solution to that. So a stolen black hole could just do the trick. Good looking for. I know it's
Man, Arcane Rune with the arena. So Rubik, unfortunately, the black hole string is dead, at least for another 26 seconds. And well, trying to get out of the Static Storm, still doing stuff. It does have the snowball through onto the Mars, but the charge, keeping Analog at bay, does have the armor in for the Tree Protector. And yeah, Otomo in. And they get a nice ulti here with the Overgrowth, but where is the follow-up? The Bruce Split already happened. The damage just doesn't feel like it's here. They're finally going to turn in. Vitaly going to get glimpsed back into the kinetic field, and all the damage, all these Eidolons will take down the Brew. So 2 gone here, and you don't feel bad. As an Arcane Rune on the Mars, you have arena up almost already, right?
Yep, it's a very short. I mean, it's not the longest cooldown, right? 90 seconds, and then with the Arcane Rune, like it's a great counter to poor Analog who shows up. Yes, Walrus Punch is also very low cooldown, like it's much shorter at level 1, but it's not a big team fight spell like the Mars. So Alliance, another fight recap here. Well, they got nothing out of that fight. This is a smoke. This is the Alliance special. They lost 2 fights yesterday smoking to this exact area.
Oh no, and King RD gonna be the first one to show. Does pop the status resist. They have the damage, it seems like. Lumiere able to pick up on that one, so it does feel like it was a bit of a fortunate smoke with the jump through with the Mars. As we said, that was an Arcane Rune arena before, so it's again up, barely needing to commit the spear there for the kill on guard. Again, the glimpse on back, the yellow core, come on over, and it's gonna be a kill for Costabile. Another find, and they can take this one right into the Roach Pit. It's a DD on Mars, but still a DD.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? Like, what is the team fight from Alliance? It's not there! They drafted this, like, it's a harder draft to execute than game 1 here, and Keystars, oh, well, KJ, you gonna be alright?
Well, maybe you can kill a Disruptor here, so they get that kill easy. But Costabile now in the Roach Pit, drop down the LSA already, and looks like, is there a jump? Dire, no one's picking up the Aegis yet. Someone needs to make room for yours. Force pick it up here. Lumiere had the opportunity, but didn't have space. They will get the kill here, likely in the black hole, not even needed. Is maybe a bit of a waste. And on the high ground, because of the missed black hole, Lumiere could actually get away from this one. King RD isn't close enough. What a mishap from Keystars. Had that one on lock, it feels, and now maybe it's not so bad.
Keystars, the toughest opponent is literally themselves. You know, so far King RD has bashed someone out of the static storm. Vitaly so he can use the band split. Now they spear someone out of the black hole. Keystars, you know, maybe playing with their foot a little bit, but they still get the Aegis. 40R was able to get it. It took a while. It was on the ground for like good 2-3 seconds before someone picked it up.
Yeah.
But you know, 40R finally was able to get it. Very unfortunate that Lumiere was able to make it out alive for Keystars, but it's still a big victory for them.
Yeah. If you're an Alliance fan, you could have lost more. It could have been a much worse attempt than what it actually was. All that happened really is that you tried to go for it, you didn't get the Aegis. It was probably in your hands maybe for a little bit, but I think those shards also sectioned off a bit more than what they wanted when Roche died, so unsure of what the real culprit was, but still, Aegis now on the Mars instead of the Lina. Another shred of hope that you had that they were probably trying to give it to Costabile, and well, maybe with the Bruce, but they can still get something going here. 40R into the trees. The Olacor, where'd that guy go? I see him! And maybe you want to run away. Lifting up, gonna give him back to the Brewmaster, sending him up into the sky with that Wind Panda, and everybody else running away. The Olacor, charge away! I'm out of here! And we'll try to split with no damages. Unfortunately, the Brewmaster, not so lucky. There will still be a kill here. 6,000 net worth lead for Keystars. Aegis still for another 3 minutes.
One nice thing about Alliance is that they could have 2 charges, right? The Spirit, you could just have Lumiere transform to Spirit Breaker, which I mean, it's a big deal. It really does add a lot, as well as Stone. Oh, speaking of adding a lot, you know, 40 adds another kill to his repertoire. How many does he have right now? He's got 6, 0, and 5.
Yeah, we have 2 very high performers here, right? Like 6-0 on 40R, 9-0 on Costabile, so just kills on kills on kills for our 2 cores. Does mean they are worth a lot of money. If we end up getting a kill on them relatively soon here, some big kill streaks could get picked up. And hey, Morphling looking a little bit low on that net worth right now. Honestly, the rest of your team a little bit poor too. They can find those 2 kills. I think you're in a pretty good spot still for Alliance, but they need to get them first.
Yeah, Lumiere's gonna go for the BKB. That'll help. Vitaly went for the Hand of Midas, by the way, so he can get that Primal Companion going with the Aeon Scepter. Oh, poor Vitaly. Poor Vitaly.
Oh yeah, Static Storm committed. You don't really feel too bad about doing this one. And as you said, he's trying to really get that the Brew Companion. And pushing that one farther as back as you possibly can, trying to make him irrelevant for another few minutes. Definitely worth dropping the Static Storm for it.
Well, King RD is charging in. He's already got his invis, and so okay. They thought there was a smoke jump in here, and it's really small map, man. It's a really small map.
Oh yeah. Oh man, even with the Laguna trying to take down Lumiere, problem with the BKB, but it was too late. Already took the damage. Did he get the kill on the KRD? The trend may have been a 2-1, and all the black hole right on top of the Morphling here, and absolutely no one is around to save him. Even in the midst of the kinetic field, Lumiere will fall here, and look at that glimpse from the top row. They will find themselves a tree protector. So 40R and Costabile still ramping up. They're just unkillable right now for Keystars.
Yeah, this is it's like the draft is just so much harder for Alliance to pull off. And from the start, by the way, when Keystars was up ahead of net worth by like 4,000, they already had like an 85% win chance just because like look at that ward. What a ward.
Wow. Okay, and yeah, Analog tried to save himself with a snowball. Honestly, wasn't going too far deeper, but now in plenty of danger. Now the blue split is connected. Maybe 40R can actually go here, but I don't think that Analog is allowed to live through this one. Will's off Mars Arena, and these Brewlings, they've already taken so much damage. They're gonna glimpse back the Rubik. He'll fall as well. And honestly, the rest of the team, Alliance, just doesn't want to commit to this fight. Vitaly is trying to make something happen out of it. Maybe he could get the kill on KJ, but even the Cinder Brew, I don't think it's going to make anything happen. So it'll be long, drawn out. Wait, Gardic also falling down somewhere else? Interesting. Well, I mean, it's 4 kills. It's like split and split and split. I feel like I saw 4 kills happen in 4 different places, but it is almost a team wipe for Keystars, even though it didn't really feel like it. It wasn't a big team fight. It was just picks everywhere.
Lumiere being charged up. Yeah, it's oh god, it's a disaster. Again, Lumiere doesn't have the.
Oh.
Lumiere's got BKB and that's kind of it. Doesn't have that big item that's gonna help him win fights. No Manta, no Scotty, no big stats items here. It's very tough right now. Keystars, they have complete map control here. Roshan's not going to be up for about 2.5 to 5.5 minutes. We'll see if they want to go for high ground, but they're not scared of anything. I do feel like a lot of it's going to come down to stealing charge, stealing black hole, transforming to the spirit breaker with Lumiere. Like, you can do a lot with the bulldoze on the Morphlink. Oh,
where is
dude,
this going? Oh, Gardic. I tell you what, honestly, after this series, I didn't think that the Disruptor was like that good of a hero. Maybe it's just KJ. I wouldn't want them to be able to play this again. I don't. I think if I'm playing against Keystars for the rest of this DPC tour, I'm not letting them have it. It's actually a menace on this hero. I've never seen a Disruptor have such high impact in a game like this.
And by the way, to remind people, this is a very pivotal match for Alliance right now because they are 1-1 here, and if they lose even if they win the rest of the match, going 5-2 still, you still have to rely on tiebreakers to make it to the Lima Major. Keystars, 2 wins. This is going to be their 3rd win, 3-1, looking pretty comfortable at that spot there. So yeah, Alliance, they really need to do that reverse sweep. I'm not sure how when you're 14,000 gold behind, with the AI saying you have a 1% chance of victory.
It starts now. The comeback has started. A smoke up here from Alliance. Going to the top side, they'll find KRD.
Oh, there you
charging the Charger. That's how we start these fights, and the snowball through as well. We're getting one piece at a time, all right? They get control of the top half of the map. Roshan could respawn in 1 minute, but the base is being intruded maybe a bit on their bot tower.
Okay, they need to do that about like 6 times more. And then they'll be in a decent spot. Get a solo kill on anyone, make it out. Expand the map a tiny bit because, yeah, that was a bit of a freebie. But can you take it in the team fight is the question. And Keystars, they're just farming. They just want to make sure they have Roshan when it's up there. That's their goal right now.
Yeah, that's how games really break down. Whenever one team is like very far ahead, you know they want to play like all 3 lanes, so that's what you do. You go up, you sit 5 people in a lane, and hope that someone important shows up. This case, only the Spirit Breaker. Honestly, Spirit Breaker isn't a bad one to send to these outer lanes anyways, right? Can just charge through anyways. So that's probably all they're going to get to find. Otherwise, I think they're going to walk up the 4 heroes, and even those 5-on-4 fights we've seen have been hard. With this Mars Arena, Black Hole has been a little bit uncontested. Disruptor's making it so you never feel like you're as 5 anyways. Everyone keeps getting glimpsed on back. Keep taking the fights under their vision. And I'm not sure how long we are for BKBs in this world, but the Brewmaster was going for the Aghanim Scepter. Morphling does have the BKB, and the Tusk also has one. So really just the Brew. And the Olacor, unfortunately, does not have a BKB. Honestly, probably wouldn't have helped out. We've seen he's going for this Blink Dagger, so losing a lot of the sense spikes. Some people have been going for Force Staff instead. But just not able to have much right now. And Analog gets the D ward here. Looks like is able to snowball through into KRD, but stuck on the high ground. And well, you're gonna be there for a little while. Lumiere turns into the Spirit Breaker, gets a charge in, but actually gets out of the Static Storm. Maybe a good fight with the LSA into the Laguna. Lumiere didn't stand a chance. And with this Arena on the backline, everybody has to disengage right now on Alliance because you just lost your big damage dealer. And honestly, the Roof Split also wearing out.
BKB wasn't used by Lumiere in that fight. I think he had a chance to like click it if he wanted to, but maybe it was perma-stun, and now my eyes deceived me. Either way, there's no Rosh up for about 1.5 minutes to Keystars. That's a nice fight. They won it, but they're not actually able to sort of change anything in the game. It's like, oh, we had a lead, we grew it a little bit. Not much really changed after that.
I can appreciate that.
Now 40R, trying to even extend this lead. They're going to send back the Olacor. And Analog trying to make something happen here. Dropping the midlight pulse. The Black Hole is used, and the Rubik's already dead. There's simply no counterplay to it. Gardic will get the overgrowth off, and the Laguna from Ghost of Melee able to take him down immediately. The Brew Pandas don't stand a chance. Analog doesn't stand a chance. And well, it's up to the Morphling and the Brewmaster now to make something happen, or else I think we're going to see a Roach take for Keystars.
Still 30 seconds, so even if they go for Roche, very good chance Alliance will have all their people up. But the question is, does that even matter? Like, does it actually matter if Alliance wants to take a fight in the Roche pit? It's like, oh, okay, he was able to get a string more lucky. Quick fingers on Lumiere in that situation. They do have the charge coming up. What nice thing is that if you charge someone, you get that vision, you see him going full agi, then you can jump in when they least expect it. But
Radiant's top tower
Keystars they don't even need to do any of that. 20,000 gold behind. This was the lead they had like 40 minutes in the previous game.
Oh yeah. it took a while for us to get to this point, and honestly, I'm trying to hold on hope, right? If you're a Lions fan, last time we had the Anti-Mage, and hey, he had some good matchups. This one, you can even see it in this fight. It just doesn't feel like we have the Morphling effect just yet. Did get the charge, and that was a nice start. And honestly, dodge the status storm. This one, I'm like, okay, hey, we can take this fight. And then look at Coastability. How long, or how short, I guess, does it take for a Morphling to die in the midst of these fights? It is just so quick if you land that LSA. And even here, we were talking about the black hole counter. It is in the Rubik. But 40R is doing a fantastic job of kind of opening this game for the Enigma, making sure that they do kill the Rubik first. So you're able to throw down the black hole. There's no counter. You're fine. And speaking of no counter here, I hope you can do something about this arena. It looks like it's stolen out, but does it really matter? 40R popping the BKB, trying to get through, and Rubik will fall. Not so long for this world. They did lock up Coastabella on the backside here. They didn't want to pop the BKBs to get through, and Analog likely to go down here. Now, Lumiere does pick up one kill for the Malefice, and the Scotty damage from Coastabella. Lumiere falls again so quickly, and they're just going to take this 22,000 net worth lead right up into the mid lane.
And maximum emotional damage done with the was it 4 tips on Lumiere. They know that the only way who they can come back is on the back of Lumiere. So why not tilt the guy? You know, yeah, he's the guy who can cost us the game. But again, Keystars unkillable. I mean, what's the net worth looking like? Dude, we have 4 Analog as well as Vitaly barely there. King Ardio catching up to them, and it's just Lumiere against the world, and he's almost at 10,000 gold behind Coastabile. So
yeah,
like these Raxes, Keystars, they're knocking these buildings down. And Alliance, they're in no hurry to contest them basically.
Yeah, no, I really like the item build from Coastability as well. This hasn't been net worth just for damage sake, right? Not just adding more and more and more so it feels off. Like this Scotty is fantastic in order to take away that Morphling shift ability. Just aren't able to live much at all during these fights. Silver to get away and add in that crit. And of course the Maelstrom damage still proccing through all that armor, even if you are on the Agi. So it's just, it feels impossible to play this game right now if you're a Morphling, and it's solely due to all this itemization used from the Lina. You just have to wonder, right? I mean, we were saying it, you guys, as you started the draft. Lina's still in the pool. You don't have 5 pick, and Keystars are going to take it every single time. You just have to wonder, should you have let that hero through again?
Well, hindsight is 20/20, right? But we'll see if Alliance, next time they'll be like, nobody beats us with the same hero 3 times in a row. We'll see Alina ban in the future. But for now, it's interesting that they did not ban either the Disruptor or the Lina, because it was a combination, right? The lane was because these two together were so strong, and they decided not to keep them both. 4DR gets lifted. He's like, all right, that was cute. 2 Raxes down for Alliance.
Yeah, I don't know. You're holding on to this last top.
Theodore 0, 11, and 3 on the Rubik. They've been first picking the Rubik in both of these games. It doesn't seem like he's that comfortable with it. At least not in this. Not with this game. He plays a lot of Mirana, Hoodwink, Snapfire, Marcy, Veno, Nyx. He doesn't play a lot of Rubik. At least in the pub scene here.
It's been very popular for the region. Entering the Rubik. Maybe they can get a kill, but the Sandstorm was already dropped. KJ, he did his job. They lose Garnick immediately. Gonna try to buy back. KJ trying to TP out. Will get there, but the Ellicor already gone. They have to try to turn back on an Analog now. Stunned forward, and with a charge from Lumiere turning into the Spear Breaker. Well, here's the rail charge, and Analog gets rebuked down by the Mars. They bought back for the Rubik. Has to back away already. This just does not feel like the advantage you want. And a nice spear! 40R finding this Morphling and just doesn't last at all. Another kill goes to Bailey, even trying to take down the Brewmaster TPing on the high ground. Will get out here, and they just call it GG. Game number 2 as well. Going to Keystars keeps a lot of their major hopes alive, right? Only 1 series lost for them so far. Alliance down to 2 now. It's possible, as you said, it's possible to lose twice and still get into that major, but a lot harder of a path now for Alliance if they want to make it in there. But hey, congratulations to Keystars, of course. Fantastic domination, I think, from the full draft all the way to the end of this game. Just a beautiful performance by them.
Yeah, I mean, remember Keystars, I believe they like bought their spot in the DPC, and so there was a bit of like, could they not? But man, did they prove it! Like they're 3 wins in. They have been proving themselves in every series, and I love the combination of KJ as well and Costabile. Costabile is 19-0-5 and 40 14. Dude, like insane performance by both of these scores. Tavo did really well in the bottom lane as well, just to deny the Lumiere as much farm as possible. In the beginning of the game, when we saw Vitaly lose a lot of health and stay in the jungle, that really cost them. Like Vitaly was slow to come back from that start, and overall, the other core on the Rubik has not had a good series at all. But Keystar is looking very strong, looking like a serious contender for that Lima Major spot.
I love what they did in the strats. First off, you were allowed to pick the Lina, and you picked the Lina. Congratulations. Awesome move. And then second off, I really like how whenever they picked this Rubik, or they picked this Enigma up into the Rubik, they had a Mars mid laner that was going to play really aggressive. And you can see 12 deaths on Theola core. He was targeted. That's not because I don't think he played like awful in this game by any means. It was 40R's mode. He was going to hunt you the entire time because once you do end up killing this Rubik, the rest of your team is just free to cast all these spells. Your Static Storm, your Black Hole from the Enigma, everything just working so well for Keystars. And hey, again, a 2-0 for them. A really good performance. We didn't know if this team was going to be top or not. Now that they've taken down Thunder Awaken and they've taken down the Alliance team, we only have so many more for them to really prove where they sit in the standings. They did lose to Beast Coast, but I still think this team is definitely a nice contender for second spot, right? I think a lot of people say the Beast Coast is first, but still second spot up for grabs. And I think very excited to see how they do versus EG. That'll be the next litmus test for this Keystars team.
Yeah, it's like EG and Beast Coast, so that everyone's looking at putting them as top 1, top 2. That's going to be there. But so Keystars, their match against EG is pivotal for them. That really determines whether they're going to go to the major or not. Because if again, then they'll go. If they lose to them, they have 2 losses. Very hard for them to come back from that. One shout out to KJ. And then something. One thing I really like is that he puts those wards very deep in the lane. And then when people push them out, they try to run back. He just glimpses them, get like a kill on Vitaly as well as Gardic on that. So. KJ feels like the MVP of the series, honestly.
I would say so. The Disruptor 2 times in a row, and even though we're looking at a 40R Mars with no deaths and a Cristabile Lina with no deaths, I still think that KJ is the one that opened up this game. As you said, the laning stage, fantastic with the glimpse back into the LSA. So perfect performance in the laning stage. Even in the first game, BKBs came out, it didn't matter. Like perfect execution from Disruptor when it feels like it really shouldn't have been there. So I would agree. A really great performance. And we'll kick it back to our panel with Lil and others and the Auto Twin, of course. Oh, we're going to a break first. Gonna go to a 3-minute break and stick around for the breakdown of this Alliance versus Keystars series.